Welcome to Elysee Official TV. Elysee Official TV presents to you this little subject titled Broken Relationships, written by Joseph Bonoy. To start, my regards to you all. My little subject is broken relationships. I know some might disagree on this, and some won't, some might even criticize, but all I am asking is to bear with me until the end and then make your own judgment. Everyone has the right to choose what to agree with and what not to agree with, as we all have choices given to us to make. But before you make any judgments, listen to the entire message to be able to make sound judgments. That's what the wise do. My motive isn't to be loved, nor to be accepted, because I have no problem being hated and rejected. My motive is to say or do something that will be helpful to those in need. Now let's go straight to the topic. I believe one of the major reasons we have so many broken relationships and marriages is that men and women rush into relationships and marriages when they are not even ready. As I always say, how can you support your partner if you haven't overcome your own issues? And how will you make your partner happy if you are not happy with yourself? If you want to be ready for a relationship, you have to be healed in your soul, heart, and mind, because it will help you to know how to love your partner. Let's focus on what really causes the problem in relationships and marriage. The problem comes from both sides, men and women. I will start with men. The mistakes men make that cause problems, I will only mention two. First, they confess their feelings instead of their true intentions. That's why a man can tell a woman, "I love you," yet still hurt her. The reason why a man can hurt a woman whom he claims to love is that he never meant it and doesn't mean it. There's a difference between meaning something and saying something. I might say I love you, but if my actions say otherwise, then I don't mean it. You cannot be hurting someone you love unless you are hurting yourself. That's why you should never tell a woman you love her until you mean it, because your words might say it, yet your actions are hurting her because your confession isn't what she thinks it is. As I said before, a man is attracted to a woman through feelings, and sometimes they think it's love. Love isn't a feeling but an act. Men are often attracted by outer appearances: she's beautiful, she has a well-shaped body, she has a nice complexion, etc. Then they start chasing to satisfy their feelings, and that's why soon after they get what they desire, everything changes because the feeling is gone. Remember, feelings come and go. Now they start acting real, which hurts their partner because the attention they were getting isn't there anymore. Mistake number two that men do: soon they think they are in love and start promising their partner, "I will marry you." You know, never promise a woman you will marry her unless you mean it and truly intend to do so, not just when you think or hope, but when you genuinely mean it. If you promise her that you will and don't follow through, remember you will hurt her, and you are responsible for her pain, even if you run far away from her. Her tears will always affect you, especially if you marry someone else when she believed your words. That's why you shouldn't promise to settle down with her in the future. Rather, give her hope, not a promise, because if things don't work out, at least you didn't promise but rather hoped, and you are not guilty for it. That's why a man shouldn't rush into marriage unless he needs to be married, not just wants to be married. There's a difference between a need and a want. A want can always wait, while a need can't. For example, we need food to survive. We need clothes to cover ourselves. We need water to survive. But we don't need a cold drink to survive. We might want to drink it, yet that can always wait when necessary, etc. The question is, do you want a wife? Or do you need a wife? Until you are able to answer that question for yourself, then you will know if your motives are right or not. Many men marry women not out of love or wanting them, but because they need them to be a housewife, a mother to his children, to give him sex, to cook for him, etc. Yet they don't want their wives because they cheat, beat them, or badmouth them, etc. Love is based on want, not just need. Otherwise, you are just using them. A mistake many men make is when a man marries a woman, he doesn't marry her out of want but out of need, and the result will always hurt the woman because he marries her with wrong motives thinking it's the right motive. If you are cheating, yet a woman still decides to stay with you, it doesn't mean she is stupid. Women truly love when many men don't actually. For love is about caring, protecting, forgiving, etc. That's why, if you are true to your partner, it isn't because you are afraid your partner might divorce you, but because you don't want to hurt your partner for no reason. Even if they might forgive you if you cheat, you still don't want to leave a scar that will only cost you pain. Hurting someone you love is hurting yourself. The reasons why many men cheat are because when a man marries a woman, he doesn't marry her based on love but on needs. Love isn't based on need. Many men marry women that they don't love, they just need them to be a wife, a mother to their children, to cook, to give them sex, etc. Cheating is a sign of a lack of love. I am not talking about if you cheat but rather about the act of cheating. There's a continuity. You might have cheated not because you wanted to, but based on circumstances, yet you wouldn't do it for nothing, even if you know your partner will forgive you. Now let's talk about the most common mistakes women make. I will only mention one. One of the biggest mistakes women make is when a man approaches them, instead of winning his heart, they want his attention and persistence to see if he loves them, and they start looking at things that don't define the man. Soon, when a man gives attention, they dive in and give their hearts because women can truly give their hearts while men don't actually. Soon, when a woman is in love, she thinks about marriage and trusts the man, but once they are married, she starts saying the man has changed. That man didn't change, he just never showed you his heart until he married you and became who he is, the real him. Attention doesn't guarantee love. If you win a man's attention, he can still hurt you, but if you win his heart, he cannot hurt you unless he hurts himself because his heart is the real him, not his attention or persistence. Those things are wonderful, yet they don't define if a man loves you, it's the heart that defines that. That's why you can only see the beast of a bad man as soon as you are married to him. Also, you can see the demons of a bad woman as soon as you are married to her. That's why marriage shouldn't be something seen as an achievement, to show off that you made it to prove to people, or rushing for the sake of just marrying, etc., but to know its purpose. What is marriage, and what is my role as a husband? What is my role as a wife? Husbands, you were designed to provide and love, while wives were designed to help and be submissive. To keep your relationship healthy with your wife or girlfriend or boyfriend or husband, you must never lose the feelings you had when you first met. Let it be as if you are meeting every day. One of the reasons we have broken relationships is that we lose the feelings we once had when we first met. You used to call your woman my angel, my sunshine, I dream about you, but since you got hold of her, there is no more my sunshine, it is my sunset now. You used to call her my angel, now a demon. You used to dream about her, now she has become your nightmare. Also, the woman used to call her man my lord, my baby, my heart, but now lord has turned to loser, baby has turned to beast, and my heart has turned to hatred. Where are the feelings? They're gone because you lost the affection and the attraction, which has turned it into a broken relationship. I have come to the end of my subject, thanks to those who streamed. The things I said were not just inspirations but also personal experiences. I have made a lot of mistakes, but I have learned from them. That's why making mistakes isn't the problem, what matters is what you learn from them. The mistakes of yesterday shouldn't happen today, and what happens today shouldn't happen tomorrow. A lot of things I have learned through hard times and past mistakes have given me the experience to be able to say or write something to bless someone and honor God. I wish I had known many things yesterday so that I wouldn't waste time on things that don't matter, but I believe everything happens for a reason. Focusing on God, meditating, writing, reading, and studying are things I prioritize to always keep myself away from distractions, noise, drama, games, immaturity, etc. By doing so, it doesn't mean I am perfect. No matter who you are, whether a Christian or not, we all struggle somewhere. We all go through moments of weakness, illness, disappointments, discouragement, wonderings, lusts, failures, headaches, insecurities, anxiety, questions, temper, temptation, fear, etc. But the good thing is that the trouble is not the problem, but how you handle the trouble. That's why you should never judge someone by his mistakes, but by his character. We all fail from time to time, but the difference is that losers stay down while winners stand up and make things right. One of these days we will have to leave the earth, but before going, we have to leave something that will inspire and bless someone else who comes after us. Many of us don't want to, but yet we all have to meet death. Many of us don't want to be sick, but it's the ground that was cursed due to Adam's disobedience that we all have to go through. Many of us don't want to go broke, but that's the price we have to pay due to one man and one woman. Yet the best is to come because of one man, the Lord Jesus Christ, our Savior. We don't know what the future holds, but we know who holds the future. If you love this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to encourage us to create more content. Thank you. May God bless you all.